Good morning or afternoon, wherever you are. Welcome to the Brunch Gimmick. And yes, I am completely in control and mad with power. And what do I do with that? I change one song, which I've been doing forever, whenever Spencer's not here. And we're joined by a special guest today. First off, hello, Boris. How are you doing?
I am fantastic. We are under a blanket of snow here in Edmonton, Alberta, Canada, but I'm here and I am ready to brunch it up.
All right. That's why you're drinking. That makes so much more sense.
Listen, the great Hawkeye Pierce once said, if you need a reason to drink, you shouldn't.
That's fair.
Cheers.
And obviously that voice right underneath us, our good friend, one of the best independent wrestlers in Canada, I'd say. One of the very nice people, biggest heart in wrestling. Our friend Big Ben Ortmanns. Ben, how are you doing today?
I'm doing great, actually. It's been a good morning. Finally got a little bit of sleep, which always feels nice. Got to wake up and play. I got the new Undisputed game, that boxing game, because it was on sale for Black Friday. And took the dogs for a walk, got some coffee in me, got a workout in me. It's been a good day. And I get to go to a boxing event later on tonight to check out, which is always a good time. So
wow, it's a lot of fun.
You and I lead very different lives.
Well, we're not all designed to be the same, because if we were, then life would be very boring, you know?
That's true.
We would have
Beavis and
nothing to
Butthead
talk
once
about.
said, Beavis and Butthead once said, and this was very existential, you have to have stuff that sucks to have stuff that's cool. And I was like, you know what? In a weird way, that's very profound.
And you know what? The thing that sucks for you sometimes is stuff that's cool for. I don't know. It's a good balance. You know what I mean? Makes
I'm
for
picking up what you're putting down.
Exactly. So
Yep.
ain't nothing wrong with that.
We have a very big show today. First off, on a personal level, Ben, how are you feeling about your Cowboys right now?
Well, I'm currently watching them because for some reason you decided to book me at 1:00 on a Sunday when you know exactly what grown men do on Sundays at 1:00. But that's fine because I've got my iPad right beside me, and we have the game going on. And Cooper Cush is gonna lead us to a number 1 draft pick, hopefully, and because that's pretty much all you can root for as a Cowboys fan at this point for the remainder of the season. Nobody gives a shit on that team. Sorry, I already swore in the first few minutes. I apologize, but nobody gives a damn on the team.
Yeah.
It was frustrating to watch for the first little bit, but then kind of became funny because it's just like, how bad can this old man just destroy this team? And he's really like making this like ridiculous game out of it where like you can't even be mad at it anymore. It's just kind of like, oh, okay. So like I'm almost half-ass expecting Daniel Jones to start against the Giants and like just and he would think that that's just a good idea. He'd be like, my God, we really hit the jackpot with this one. Like, you stupid ass. Like I think he genuinely just wants the team to die before him. You know what I mean? Like it's frustrating.
He's like Vince McMahon when he brought in the NWO. I'm gonna kill my creation.
You know, that's not that far off. Hilariously,
everything is wrestling.
It kind of is, and it's just sad because guys like Zach Martin, like who are so good, and like there's dudes who like probably DeMarcus Lawrence won't be back next year. I'm just guessing. Like there's so many like talented guys on that team that are just going to have like the absolute worst last year of their career, and they don't deserve it because like they actually do if everybody was healthy, minus the running back situation because apparently Derrick Henry was too expensive. So Zeke was cool.
Yeah.
I'm not mad about that one at all. And it's just, I don't know. It's sad to watch as a fan, but now at this point it's kind of like, all right, well, they've become the little giants of the NFL. So let's just see how badly they can suck and who's good in college. Who are we going to pick up next year?
Yeah, maybe a Travis Hunter or something. But I'm perfectly fine with the Cowboys being bad forever. As a Philadelphia, but like we do need the rivalry though.
So here's the thing. I'm going to give you, Meanie, and Tid all the respect in the world because you three are like the biggest asshole Eagles friends that I have, and none of you actually messaged me after you guys won because you guys are very well aware that you beat like our high school backup equivalent team, and like that who cares? You know what I mean? Like it. That would be very punching down to have sent those messages, and not one of you did. So I will give you all the respect in the world for that.
All right, so outside of dragging you here just to talk about the Cowboys as an Eagles fan, which would have been hilarious if I just said like, well, that's it for Ben Ortmanns.
That's the big announcement. That's the Cowboys.
Yeah.
No, I think that's. I wouldn't put it past you. I honestly, God wouldn't.
But no, you've got a couple big things coming up, Ben. First off, this week, you're doing a 24-hour live stream on your channel. Tell us about that on the Crossbody Network, right?
Yeah, so we're going to be doing that off of my my Twitch channel, which is twitch.tv/Big Ben is angry. Same as my social media as everything, social media handle rather. Excuse me. But yeah, my I've really grown to love
the Cowboys just blow a field goal. Sorry, dude. I apologize.
That's okay. Cowboys football, baby. We're gonna get them. Hey, we're draft picks. You know what I mean? Yeah. We need them. I'm watching. Oh yeah, I'm watching it in time now. Yeah, there it is. Are they gonna take it back? You didn't tell me this part. Oh, okay, well, that was nice. Behind. They only took it to our 35, so thankfully that was very nice of them. But so yeah, I've become like a really big fan of like doing fundraisers for stuff, especially that are close to me, just because I'm not sure if anybody's ever actually like started like doing one and like actually like kind of just whatever, like taking part in them's fun, but like creating one is like this really weirdly satisfying thing, just because it's like a lot of hours and it's a lot of work and all that good stuff. But that's, you know, that's the whole reason why you do it. And the fun part is that it, hopefully if things go well, then, you know, there's going to be this really great cause that, you know, everybody should believe in, at least anyway, that is going to benefit huge, because we're trying to raise as much money as possible. Like I don't have a goal. Like it's not like, hey, I hope we raise 500 or hey, I hope we raise 1,000. It's just like, I hope we raise 5,000. But if we only raise say like 400, I'm not going to be mad about it. You know what I mean? Like it's raise however much money that we can possibly raise for the Cambridge Humane Society. And, you know, I'm a big animal person. I've got 2 puppies. I've got a cat. You know, I just love me some animals. So anytime that you can help them out, especially this time of year, because they you know how crammed that they always get this time of year. Like everybody, you know, wants, you know, the Christmas puppy or whatever, but can't really take care of them and all that good stuff. Yeah. So they get extra stocked this year. So, you know, they need the money, they need the blankets and the food and the treats and the toys and the bedding and towels or whatever that we can provide for them. You know what I mean? It all genuinely helps. So that's the goal. And, you know, I started doing, I started with the 50-50 draw that we did at our last show at this past weekend. And, we were able to raise $150. And then just through like Prime sales, people didn't want to keep the change. So they ended up donating like an extra weirdly $8. So we're up to $158 already, which is, you know, pretty nice. And, we've still got the 24-hour stream that we're going to be doing this coming Friday from 6 p.m. until 6 p.m. the next day on the Saturday. And then the following Saturday, we're going to be doing the Home and Home series, because at one point in time in the summer, Crossbody Pro Wrestling took 2 carloads down to Montreal, and we had an IWS Dojo versus Crossbody Pro Wrestling show. And it was a lot of fun. And, we definitely wanted to do another one, and we wanted to, you know, do it down here this time. And, you know, I figured that this would be a really great idea to kind of blend the two and do a fundraiser for the Humane Society while also doing like this really fun show that, you know, also gets some really good young kids that are talented from Montreal, some good reps outside of the Quebec area, gets them a rep inside of a new province. Gets them in front of a new audience, like not in just the live crowd, but the people who end up watching off of our YouTube channel and whatnot. So it's a good way to get new sets of eyes on them, and because they definitely deserve it. Like a lot of these kids down there are so talented, and like they work so hard. And you know, so it used to be really difficult for Ontarians to kind of branch off into Quebec and kind of vice versa, but I've really noticed that like ever since me and IWS kind of hooked up, you know, like we've always been very adamant about trying to get each other's talent, you know, down here. And the great thing about independent wrestling is as soon as another company sees another great independent talent that's been brought down, they're just like, oh, we need them on our show. So the next thing you know, it's just kind of now a lot of the guys from Montreal are getting a lot of other bookings down here in Ontario that aren't necessarily with Crossbody, and vice versa. And it's really kind of opened the floodgates kind of back up for a lot of talent to go both ways. And it's been great, man. Like I love that stuff. So able to do that, and again, raise money for, you know, a great cause. It's fantastic. So all of the money that we've raised so far, the $158, is just going to be added to whatever we can raise during the stream next Friday, and then will be added to whatever we raise on top of the show that we do the following Saturday. So we're going to be doing fun things, like we're going to auction off a couple of items where we're going to probably start the stream by kind of showing everybody the items, and then we'll have it on a page, and then whoever the highest bid is at the end of the stream, like as soon as the stream ends, they win the prize. There's already been a couple of cool prizes that have been donated. A good friend of ours, his name is Freeman, who comes to a lot of our shows, has donated a AEW chair. I can't remember which one, but it's got like CM Punk and like Cody Rhodes and stuff on it. It's pretty cool. And an authenticated autographed Sable photo, which I think is great.
Yeah.
I'm sure that over the next couple of days leading up to it, there's going to be a lot more items that are going to be announced and whatnot and donated for auction and stuff like that. We're going to be doing a fun thing where, like, however many wrestlers show up, I'm still not 100% sure. Like, I'll probably have this all announced by hopefully Wednesday or Thursday. Still working on a lot of different things, but we're going to do a hour or two gap where if fans want to donate money to see, like, for example, like Alex versus Nilo, then they can put down a couple of bucks and they'll go in and wrestle a match, like pretty much right on the fly kind of a thing. And then very much almost like almost like a, kind of like a Friday night speedball type situation where it's just like completely off the chain, but we'll do some fun stuff. Like we're going to do some video game stuff, like tournaments just with the people that are going to be there. I'm hoping to set up like some kind of video game tournament, maybe with the IWS kids at the dojo, and maybe get a few people in and kind of see how we can get that all. I've got a lot of stuff to figure out still. So hopefully more announcements will be coming soon. Oh, my son wants to come and say hello. Hey, buddy.
Oh,
hey, buddy. Oh, thank you, sir. Okay. I'm just going to go back to work now. Okay, pal? All right. But yeah, man, we've got a lot of, oh, he doesn't want to leave.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
Good content there.
He's a good boy. He's a good boy. But yeah, we're as much as we can possibly do, So there's going to be hopefully a lot more stuff that I've already said that like 3 times, but the goal is to raise as much money as possible. And if you are interested in donating, my email address is benortmanns@gmail.com. If you have any, like, you can do e-transfers or PayPal or whatever's the easiest for you to go to both. Every single PayPal or e-transfer that gets sent to me will get listed on a piece of paper, or not piece of paper, but like written down and stuff like that. And it's going to be all added to the list that'll be live during the chat the whole way. So that way everybody knows where every single dollar of every donation came from. Trying to make this as legitimate as possible. So if you can help, that's the best way. You can also check out my social media, Big Ben is Angry, or the CBPW Academy social media, and you'll get all the information from there.
That is awesome. I'm very excited about it. Like both the 24-hour stream and the IWS people coming down. Like I was at the show where you guys came down. It was a lot of fun.
Thank you. Like, that was a lot of fun, man.
Yeah.
I got to team with my student Jalen Hill, who's 5 matches in, and like me and Fuerza were joking about this last weekend. She's 5 matches in. She's already had 2 matches in Montreal. She's won the women's championship, tagged with her idol, and then made her idol tap out. Like she's already won the game. Like she's
already retired. Yeah,
she's good. she's had a wonderful career at 5. Yeah, it's not bad, right? But there's just, and it's going to be exciting to see like what's in store for her in the next coming years, just because like she's still busy with school and stuff like that. So
school schmool.
Yeah,
she's hey man, she's literally
everyone should drop out and sell drugs. Everyone,
I didn't say that.
Spencer Love 100% cosigns with me. This is what
I didn't say any of this. And I'm wearing an IWS shirt. I didn't say any of this.
Yeah.
But no, like seriously, she's one to keep an eye on. I want everybody to look her stuff up. Like her match with Kylie Ray is going to be dropped likely during our live stream, is probably the most realistic because that seems to make the most sense. And so yeah, like check that match out because she just has no business being as good as she is this early, and she's only going to get better. And like I said, the most coachable, hardest working young person I've ever met in my life. It's phenomenal to watch, and she loves this, man. Like it's so great to be around.
Yeah.
Going back to what you were saying about the charity, I think we need to bring as much good into the world as we can right now, because if you look around out there, it can be bleak out there right now. So I think good people doing good things needs to be recognized and kind of pushed forward, because we need to kind of overtake all of the negativity and all the bad shit that's going on right now. So kudos to you, man.
I appreciate that. Thank you. I'm definitely not trying to be like the savior of the world. Literally just trying to be the helpful guy, or somebody that, or a helpful, member of a team that can help some people that are definitely in need and deserve it. So that's all I'm trying to do.
Like Hawkeye Pierce once said, again, we're not trying to change the world, just our little corner of it.
That's it, man.
Yeah.
Just trying to make wherever I'm at just a little bit of a better place than I left it.
So as you mentioned earlier, like how great getting people out from Ontario to Quebec and Quebec to Ontario, where we got a little bit of a big announcement here coming up on the LPW side. Speaking of people going out to one end of the country, Big Ben Ortmanns coming in January, at our next big show, January 30th. At LPW 33, Cool Beans is officially coming to LPW. Another friend coming out there. Very exciting. How excited are you about coming to Love Wrestling for the first time?
Very, very excited. This is something that I've definitely wanted to do ever since Spencer started running shows. Obviously, timing is everything. You know what I mean? And obviously, the time was never right before. And it certainly didn't stop me from trying. I've been calling out Mitch Clark for God knows how long, and I genuinely don't know if that's him ducking me, or if that's just promoters not wanting to make the match for some reason. All I can tell you is that Mitch Clark has a record of ducking my roommate for years in the mixed martial arts world, which was why I really wanted this pro wrestling match. And it just seems like that's never going to happen. And I have to almost like kind of laugh at it at this point, just because clearly now I know how my roommate feels. So it is what it is. And but at this point, man, I'm just really, really excited to get down there, because for those who don't know, I'm kind of in my last couple of months as far as my wrestling career goes. I've kind of had to, not kind of, I've been doing something else kind of on the side lately. Kenta. Sorry, my dog's very excited to see another dog.
It was, to be clear, he was dodging Kenta all those years.
Correct.
Yeah,
that's correct.
Here's Kenta.
That's correct. But yeah, I've been doing this new little side gig that I can't really talk a whole lot about. But one thing that it's been doing for me is that it's been providing me a lot of knowledge on an injury that I've been kind of dealing with, like very badly on and off for the last, say, 2-3 years. Yeah. And I just started to realize, I'm like, okay, it's like one more bad one, and like, who knows? Like, yeah, I already know how like working through all of this feels now. Trying to like explain to people the daily things that I feel and go through is never fun, and I don't necessarily think that people believe me some of the times, but it's not for them to believe. It's just something that I got to try to get better and feel. You know what I mean? And that's up to me to take care of myself. So, is it the smartest idea to take like another 10 or 15 matches, knowing that I'm an idiot and probably going to go harder than I ever have in my life? Probably not, but I'm too deep so far ever since I've decided to kind of start the retirement tour, quote unquote. And they've been hard on the body, but getting older is just going to do that. And I don't care. Like, I've been training really, really hard lately, and
such a wrestler answer. This could all go terribly wrong, but I don't care. That's a wrestler answer, and I say that as not a wrestler.
Well,
but I've seen it over 2 decades of just like, you know what, this could go terribly wrong, but F it, we're gonna do it anyway.
So here's the thing: there's like this really weird balance that I don't know how many people truly understand, where like there's health to art ratio, where the art is my life, and it's what I love, and it's what I've grown up in. I know that I'll never reach my end goal now at this point, and that part is very frustrating. So it kind of becomes the whole like, so where am I satisfied with the art that I've created, and like, is there still that gap that I can still close and at least accomplish this or do this, and a couple of just at least knock a couple of the bucket list items off. You know what I mean? And I feel like that's something that I owe to myself. And like I'll probably be stopping taking bookings as far as like the local scene for the most part, pretty much everywhere at the end of February. However, I've kind of given IWS the extended, however way they want to. I owe IWS my career, and I'm not just going to not allow them to have the end of it. So Andrew knows my situation. Andrew is very, very cautious when it comes to his wrestlers and his friends when it comes to their health. So he knows exactly where I'm at. I think that we kind of have an idea of when and where, but it's one of those things where whatever the right time is there. But all I know is that my last match will be in Montreal, because that place just means the world to me. And I wouldn't be sitting here chatting with you if I didn't have the career that I've had for the last 3 years in Montreal. So, yeah. And I wouldn't be sitting here talking to you about like having an end of a career, because you guys probably wouldn't even know who I am if I wasn't doing those things that I was doing in Montreal. And the funny thing is there's a lot of people here locally who have no idea what I've been doing in Montreal. And like, we've been doing some incredible stuff. And, I've been really blessed to wrestle some of the best wrestlers, like not just in Canada, but like in the world there, and been given some really great opportunities. And I will do everything in my power to, make sure that they get the best of me on my way out. And I will do whatever I got to do for that company. So that's just kind of the plan right now. And knowing that I get to also kind of knock off a bucket list of coming to Edmonton and getting a match that is definitely bucket list for me is a very, very nice feeling. Like I've just weirdly felt this like love from Canadian wrestling the last couple of weeks since I announced it. And it just feels nice, man. It feels really, really nice. And I'm just really looking forward to it.
Yeah. The way you're talking, there's a lot of self-awareness there of where you are and where you're at and understanding yourself. And I think that's cool.
That's like the one good thing about me is I've always been somewhat self-aware to the point where I know like if I'm being stupid, you know what I mean? I don't always know, but I try my best to be self-aware, and I know where I'm at. So I know that if I am smart about this, that I can still have the matches that I want to have, and I can go as hard as I want to go. I just have to be smart, and I just have to keep training the way that I've been training and taking care of my body, and we'll be all right. And then I just got to continue to take care of my body afterwards, so then that way I can have this long, prosperous life, hopefully. Yeah.
Like I, for one, I've been very lucky to see you in IWS, and I'm Zach is says the same. We both love you, and we were so happy you got to have this run in Montreal. And how well you've worked and blended in with IWS, and how you've brought in crossbody. Everyone out there, it's just been great to see. And my first time driving out to crossbody this year was so much fun, and just seeing your whole crew there and your whole setup there. I'm happy that we got you for as long as we did, and I'm very excited that everyone out in Edmonton gets to see you in January, at the end of January.
I appreciate that, man. It'll be cool to bring my style down there, just because, I know there's a lot of dudes down there that can hit hard, but there's not a lot of dudes that can. I don't think that there's a lot of dudes that are doing what I'm doing, and I can throw with the best of them. If you want to try to trick me up and try to grapple with me, I can twist you in a knot and rip a limb and break your neck. Like I can kind of do whatever I want right now, and it's great. Like it's weird to say that, like, as old as I am and like as broken as I feel, like that I'm just genuinely the best version of myself that I've ever been. And I just look forward to showcasing that in Edmonton. I'm looking forward to showcasing that to the world, because I know that Spencer's got a very large audience, and I'm looking forward to showing what Canadian wrestling's all about.
It's funny when you said that, my back kind of went up, and I'm like, oh, okay, you're coming for one of our guys, and I'm like, I wonder which one of our guys you're gonna get. My like LPW pride kind of kicked in there for a second, and I'm like, I mean, it ain't me, believe me, but I'm like, oh, okay, you're coming here to hit hard. We got guys that hit hard too. Let's see where we end up.
And here's
hey, listen, like it's we're gonna have to. Oh yes, we are. That was the literal best meal I've like ever had. It was so good. My Spencer treated my girlfriend and I to this wonderful meal, and oh my Lord, it was great. He's trying to butter me up so then that way I'll stop talking about what's going on, so then that way I don't spill beans. But props to you, Spencer.
Can somebody tell me who you're getting? Spencer, just tell me who he's getting. I'll keep it quiet.
Just wait.
Yeah.
Just wait. Here's the beauty part is
I'm not office.
Is pro wrestling. This is. I'll just say that this match is genuinely everything that I love about pro wrestling. It's two different styles that completely clash, meet one another. But the problem is, and it's a beautiful problem to have, is that the backups, like just because their style isn't my number one style and vice versa, doesn't mean that we can't go vice versa. So it's a very, very interesting clash of styles. I'm very excited for the match. I'm very excited to get down there, like I said, and just show what Canadian wrestling's all about, man.
Yeah, we're like the announcement's definitely coming soon. I think everyone could look forward to that on our socials. Ben, I know you're busy today. You've got a big thing to do today. So I'm very thankful.
A lot of football to dodge.
Yeah, I'm very thankful you gave us a bit of your time on this Sunday. And I guess it helps you with the pain of what's going to happen to lose to another terrible football team.
It does. But it's in our division, and that hurts even more. And they're my dad's team, so that sucks, because like, I'm going to have to have that conversation.
Yeah, how do you guys just really hate the Giants for what they did? For letting Saquon go to the Eagles?
No, that's that. If anything, I'll be completely honest with you. I hate what they did to Daniel Jones more than they did to Saquon, because that was literally the most inhumane way of trying to knock somebody the hell off their pedestal. Like going from first string to third, and then giving them the next day fourth string reps, and then the next day having them do reps at safety on the freaking like practice squad or something like that. It's like, holy hell. Like that's the largest fall from grace in a 3-day period I've ever seen ever. So that's the more embarrassing thing, is doing that to somebody that you just invested all of that money into, and realizing that you didn't have a team around him. And the dude's actually probably not bad, but I just hope he doesn't come to Dallas. But no, no, to be honest with you, like Philly just did what they always do. Yeah. They're smart. They pick up the right people. They're not afraid to make, changes to their roster when things go awry, and they're not afraid to spend money. And they're doing all of the things that Dallas should be doing, and they're winning because of it. And to be perfectly honest with you, I think you could even agree with me, they haven't even really looked good, but they've been winning. So it's scary to see what would happen if they actually start to pull their shit together.
Well, Ben, again, thank you so much for coming on. This Friday, what time? It starts 6 p.m. Eastern?
6 p.m., yes. And like I said, please just go follow my social medias, and you'll get more information as I'm able to drop it. Still looking for some sponsors. If anybody wants to help feed our crew, that's going to be there for an entire 24 hours. And hopefully give us coffee and all that good stuff. We're looking for that. We're looking for people that still want to donate some items that we can add to the auction. You can always DM me and stuff like that, and we can always talk about it if that's something that you're willing to do. So again, thank you very much for your time today, boys, and allowing me to talk about all of this stuff, and for allowing us to make this really great announcement today. So
Thank you,
Ben,
Ben.
I'm gonna send you a tweet, Ben. Keep an eye out for it. I have a question for you.
I'm not telling you.
No. Unrelated to that. Unrelated
Yeah.
to that. I just want to know
All
if
right.
there's anything I can do to help the stream in terms. Like I don't
Oh, I
have anything to
appreciate that,
donate,
man.
but in terms of anything I could do on air, off air, or whatever that I could help out with. I don't know exactly the specifics of what you guys are doing, other than what you said. But if there's anything I can do, let me know.
That is very sweet of you, man. I appreciate that. And trust me, I can definitely take you up on it, even if it's just to come on and talk some shit with us for a couple hours or whatever, 30 minutes, whatever.
Yeah, I can
Cool.
do the
Hit me
3 a.m. shift.
Perfect.
But anyways.
Perfect. All right, boys.
Right.
You have a great rest of your day, and thank you very
You too,
much again
Ben.
for everything. Bye-bye.
Hi, Ben. That was Big Ben Ortmanns. Thanks again for his time.
I like
And
that
he
guy.
will be- Yep. Absolute sweetheart of a man. I'm very excited for everyone out in Edmonton to see him. And once again, the graphic right here, January 30th, LPW 33 Cool Beans with Big Ben Ortmanns.
So I don't know who he's getting, but you know, Lawrence,
I don't know.
I'm saying that regardless, whoever he's getting from the LPW roster is going to give him a run, because I have the utmost of faith in our talent, and I'm excited to see. I hate having to wait like the rest of the common folk, but you know what? I'm excited to see who he's going to get, and I'm excited to call it.
Yeah, it's going to be a great match. I'm very excited. So last night, AEW Full Gear. There was a lot of I really enjoyed the card. From for the vast majority. Oh, it's the 31st. You just realized the graphic is wrong. It is the 31st.
See, that's what I thought I was going to say, but I didn't want to be that guy and be like, I think that's not right. But yeah,
I was in my head
dude.
I think it makes sense. We're the 31st. I was thinking because my brother's birthday is the day before. It's the 29th of January. Both me and my brother both born in January. There's a Eve.
But January 30th, there will be live professional wrestling at the Rec Room So Common. Blood Pro Wrestling, Clandestine Wrestling Society crossover. The new champion of Salvation, Reed Matthews, I'm sure will be in action.
Yep. But yes, AEW Full Gear started out the pre-show with the most talked about match. If you're going to put the Limp Bizkit treatment to this, well deserved. You and I disagree on it, but we had AJ, Big Justice, and the Rizzler all at ringside as AJ took on QT Marshall in a match that honestly, I know we talked about a little bit before the show. I honestly felt it did exactly what it needed to do. And it was smart putting it on the pre-show on YouTube for free, so that it can easily be watched by people like their fans and people who go back to it. And they, to their credit, and like other wrestlers pointed out too, they did a perfect job. Even Tony Khan said a perfect job of promoting it. They always brought it up in every interview they did. Brought it up on the Tonight Show. It was technically the first ever AEW talent on the Tonight Show. Where was AJ and Big Justice. But yes, the social media stars getting a win over QT Marshall. How'd you feel about it?
So here's my take on this, because I don't know who these guys are, and I still don't.
Yeah.
Okay. Once I understood and when I watched the video package to hype up the match before the match. So I watched that so I know kind of what's going on. And once I realized that this AJ guy is a former indie wrestler from the early mid 90s, I was like, okay, this is going to be a functional average professional wrestling match.
Yeah.
I thought that the Costco guys were Costco guys. There was no wrestling experience. It was going to be one of those celebrity matches, like a Johnny Knoxville kind of thing or whatever. But once I realized that he was a former, I'm like, this is just going to be a serviceable, fine match. This I feel, I don't want to say the wrong thing. I'm concerned about this Rizzler kid. Okay.
Yeah,
because every single time the camera was on him, he was doing the thing and it just seemed like it was like a thing. I get like potential child star vibe from this guy.
Yeah.
Where in 5 years he's going to be 40% crystal meth. And I'm concerned about that because just every time the camera was on him, it was just like a knee-jerk reaction, like, I have to do this or I'm going to get in trouble kind of thing. But like the match was fine. It did what it was supposed to do. I give kudos. QT Marshall's one of those guys that's he's his career hasn't lit the world on fire or anything like that, but that he's the kind of guy that you could put in this situation, just like Sammy with Johnny Knoxville. He's the guy you can trust to put in this situation, and he's going to pull the absolute best he can out of this situation and make it the best that it can be. But I worry about this Rizzler guy. But my conclusion on this is I don't know anything about those guys, but I shouldn't because I'm a pushing 50-year-old guy. That match was not for me. And I liken it to Jake Paul at WrestleMania a few years ago, and that KSI dude was in a prime bottle. I don't know who KSI is. I'm a 50-year-old guy. That match wasn't for me either. So I think I'd like to say I'm self-aware enough to know that I can bag on that because I don't understand it, but I'm not the target audience for what that was. Does that make sense?
Yeah. That's a fair of it. Like I am on TikTok. I don't watch their content regularly. I did like when it first came up. I'm like, oh, that's nice because like, reminded me of like me, my brother, and my dad because we were Costco guys growing up. Like we would go do the samples. I'm like, this is all right. This is nice. And yeah, like there is the chance. Like a lot of these, especially like social media families, where like the whole social media content is about their family, whatnot, is a very much double-edged sword, and a lot of times it's not great. But as long as so far they're having fun, like they're enjoying themselves, like AJ had a good time out there. The Big Justice Kid on the outside, like hit a pretty decent spear. Like QT sold the hell out of it. They seem like they're having fun, and like it did exactly what it was supposed to. Like again, like it was perfect not to put on the main card for both reasons, that it's more accessible for people outside for them to think. And like it's also not like clearly not a main card match. Like people were already yelling about it just because it's like somebody who they feel it's not also like you also don't have to watch it, and B, it's on the pre-show. It's not main eventing for the heavyweight title.
Of course, yeah.
Like it's not
and that AJ
booking.
guy, that AJ guy got to have a moment, and I think that's super cool because that's a thing that no one can take away from him, and I'm sure that that's something that'll live in his mind forever. So I can appreciate that as well.
Yeah. How'd you feel about the rest of the card? Did you watch the whole show?
I just finished the TBA. Is it Mercedes Monet or Money? I don't know how to say
Monet. I think Monet.
I've just gotten up to that point, so I've only maybe an hour-ish in, so I can't really comment on the rest of the show. But what I've seen so far was okay. Tag match was fun. I think Sasha/Mercedes has been very underwhelming in her AEW run, and I can't quite put my finger on why. I sort of explained it a little bit on the Dynamite watch along last week, that I think like people expect Sasha Banks, and she doesn't dress like Sasha Banks, and it's like obviously she's not Sasha Banks, but like that's kind of I think what people want, and they're not getting that. And I don't know, there's a disconnect there with Mercedes and me that I can't quite put my finger on, but the run's been pretty underwhelming. No disrespect intended.
But I really liked her match. I think this was one of their best matches.
The match was fine.
Like, I really liked her. Like Chris Statlander is the best. Like I love Chris Statlander. She's just an absolute badass. Like somebody like again like I think one of the major flaws of the card was there wasn't enough women's matches. Like no disrespect to the two of them, but like. I didn't need the MJF. I like Roderick Strong match. I felt that could have been a Dynamite main event. And like that's also first. I don't watch AEW every week, so like the storyline around it is getting a little confusing and convoluted with Adam Cole and them. Like there's a weird sort of like half like you've got Kyle O'Reilly who's in the conglomeration. At the end of the match, like Adam Cole comes to make a save, and he shoves Adam Cole for being late, even though he also was later than Adam Cole to make the save.
Yeah,
it was all very weird. Like that part, and like the end of the show, is sort of all it was. All of it was like after the main event, once the 3 counts counted, it was just like an overbook. It was all over the place. You got Darby Allin doing his own stunts.
Oh God.
Yep, Darby Allin. They reveal it was also revealed. It wasn't very obvious. Well, we got a late run in. Talk about overbooked mess. We got a late run in coming in. Blair Pacheco. Blair, how you doing? Oh, our own Rizzler. Oh, it's it's Rizzler from the future. All right, guys. There you go, Boris. He's fine.
Now, Blair, I want you to give me some credit here for a second before we get started here, because on my
started. I thought you guys had been on for 45 minutes.
No, before we get started,
we're just waiting. We're in silence for you. We're like, Blair's going to show up. We won't say a word. We'll just be on air staring at the screen. Oh, he's gone. No, we ruined it.
Hey,
on my side screen here, I have the Winnipeg Pro Wrestling YouTube page, so I can make sure to plug the fact that Rumble and the Bird is airing tonight. So I was going to have your back and plug that, but now I don't need to because you're here to plug yourself. Mm-hmm. Anyway, how you doing, brother?
Well, then, I think that's more Love Wrestling After Dark, but...
Oh, you plug yourself? That should be another Pluggo show.
Yeah. Get pluggoed. Tonight, 6 p.m. Central Time. Yeah. WPW is debuting the Rumble in the Bird Show up on their YouTube page. There are so many incredible matches on this card. You got Mustafa Ali versus Dijak. You got Ali Catch versus Ava Lawless. You have Matt Cardona and Broski Jimmy versus Josh Alexander and Jody Threat. And for the WPW heavyweight title, you have Tyler Colton defending his championship against the real deal James Roth. And it is an incredible match. There are so many good moments on here. You will get to hear my sultry tones calling everything with sound guy Cody. And it is just a blast. I encourage everyone to check it out. Cool. Thanks, guys.
Awesome.
Cool.
Did you watch the entire AEW show last night?
Hell yeah, I did.
How'd you feel about it?
You know what? I liked it. I think AEW shows par for the course. They always deliver. Surprisingly, I think the one match that I wasn't huge into was Ricochet and Takeshita. Like, they tried hard, but it was a bit of a slog to get through that beginning. Really? They busted their asses for the last half, I found.
Yeah.
But like the crowd wasn't into it and the match suffered. And I think it's just because you have so many great matches on these shows. Mercedes had an incredible match with Statlander. Those two absolutely delivered. Osprey and Fletcher had a great match. Big Bob and Swerve were incredible. And OC and Mox, I thought they told a great story. And that pin attempt with the briefcase shot.
Yeah. Oh,
throughout the entire night, throughout the build, I'm like, there's no way Orange Cassidy's winning this match.
Yeah.
He hit that briefcase shot, and that near fall, I audibly gasped when Mox kicked out. And this was from someone who believed that Orange Cassidy had no shot in winning. So yeah, I thought it was great. I loved it. And Daniel Garcia won the TNT title.
Yeah. I'm very, very happy for Daniel Garcia. Like, that was his first title in AEW? Or did he win a tag title at some point?
No, that's his first title.
Yeah, man, that is long overdue.
It is.
Like, legitimately, the first time I saw Daniel Garcia was at my first ever AWS show where he wrestled Speedball Mike Bailey, literally right around this time at their Christmas show. And from there, I'm like, this kid just has it. And man, it was long overdue and such a great moment. Him winning that title, that was so well deserved.
I was a big fan of Daniel Garcia as soon as I saw him on the Independents as well, and to see him transfer onto cable TV wrestling, whatever you want to call it, has been a lot of fun and really awesome. I'm happy for all his success.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, and I love the connection there because with him being out of Buffalo, you have that Montreal, sort of New York. It's so easy to get those guys up there. So like for you to see him live, I love that. It's great. Go check out independent wrestling. You never know who you'll see.
Yeah. But yeah, like the especially after the three count, which I totally agree with you that like I didn't think Orange Cassidy was going to win that match. I don't think very many people did because like it was been way too short in this run. And like they're clearly telling a story I still think like, goddamn, I wish he wasn't injured. It would be perfect for Eddie Kingston to take the title off Moxley to be the savior of AEW. Like that's the dude who like makes like he wouldn't have a career at this point if it wasn't for AEW being a company. He would have been retired. So like you're talking about somebody who wanted to be the face, and like the story you can tell with his like the friendship with Moxley and Claudio, like that story's there again. That's always going to be there. Like that would be the thing. So like I didn't think he was going to win. I think they did an amazing job throughout. Like Moxley, I mean, just OC's so goddamn good.
He is.
Like his title run with the international title was amazing. Just like defensive to defense, and this one just like selling everything, and just how everyone just wants to believe in him every single time. Like he just has that thing. Like from when AEW first started, like literally he's like the one of those people that transfers to regular people that like people just get like, oh, he's cool. Like I literally had a coworker come up to me. He's like, oh, you've seen this guy? He's like the coolest dude. And I'm like, yeah, that's Orange Cassidy. Like when they first opened, like non-wrestling fans, he's one of those people that you can show that they would just get that like they want to see.
And I think it says something when you have, I mean, like I just finished recording a podcast, and we were talking about comedy wrestling, how if you are a wrestler who does is more on the comedic side, that's a way where you can branch out more, you can get more creative, and you can still have that wrestling, but be able to package that with comedic stylings. It really will like kind of take you to another level of what you're able to do in the ring. And we're seeing that with Orange Cassidy. He has that comedy, but then he can also go, and it shows. And you see, I mean, that crowd was hot last night for Orange Cassidy. They loved it. And I thought it was a fantastic match. I thought they did a great job. I'm excited to see where they're going now, because they could splinter off in so many directions that it's a great time to be a fan.
Yeah, he's adding layers to that character, which is awesome. And like you said, when it's time for him to go, it's the fans pop just because it's, oh shit, it's go time, and everybody knows that he can go. I'm not sure how much longer his body's going to hold up as well, because I know that he's got some nagging injuries and stuff. But like, I always feel I watch and listen to a fair amount of Jim Cornette just because I find it entertaining, and there's things that I agree with him on, and obviously things that I don't. But he gives Orange Cassidy just such a raw deal, because that's just, I think it's just a thing his mind can't kind of wrap around and understand. But it's so good. It's fantastic.
Yeah. And like the ending of the other show where we delves into complete chaos, and you got Darby Allin running full steam into, like, again, they clarified there was not a stunt driver. That was, and like that was Darby Allin driving a car into another car, into Moxley's car. Yeah. He crashes his car into Moxley's car to keep them from driving away, and then Moxley steals somebody else's car. Straight up commits a crime on camera. Yeah. They steal somebody else's car to drive away. And Darby comes out busted open because he just crashed a car into another car. Like at some point, somebody's gonna have to stop Darby Allin from Darby Allin. Like I'm convinced he probably would have died had he gone up the, what was it? Not Kilimanjaro. He's doing
Mount Everest.
Mount Everest. Yes, it's very commercialized, which is bad too, because it's killing the mountain. But like, it's also incredibly dangerous. And like, that's a dude. I'm like, the whole time, like, he can't do this. Because he's gonna do like, I'm gonna be shirtless going up the mountain. I'm like, you will freeze to death and die. This is not a joke. That mountain is very tough to go up, no matter how touristy it's gotten. Like, I was terrified when he announced that. So like, somebody's got to stop Darby Allin from himself at some point. But yeah, that was a wild ending to a show. How'd you feel about it?
Look, I'm watching it. I'm watching it right now because again, I've only done like the first hour.
The Bang Bang Gang can only injure Darby so many times, taking him out of these things. So
yeah,
you know what? I'm here for the chaos endings like that. It was something that I thought I fully expected. I love adding Willow to the dynamic.
Yeah.
The pop that she got when she ran out.
Totally.
I don't think anyone expected that. So, Willow, you're seeing Kyle O'Reilly in a more like prominent position with AEW being a part of this feud, even if it's like, a bit character, I'll say respectfully.
Yeah.
So like to have that, and then you see Darby out of nowhere, just like rap right into that thing. It was great. I love the chaos. I'm here for it. End every show like that. I'm great. I'm good for it.
Yeah. It was a wild show where, like, especially now we're heading into World's End, where I don't know if it's going to be revealed what Moxley's like master plan he is here yet to take over AEW and redo it in his image.
Shane McMahon.
Yeah. Please God, no. We've got enough McMahons in places they're not supposed to be without qualifications.
I fully believe
you can take that and twist it in all kinds of ways that I'm not going to do.
I fully believe anytime they post a picture with Shane O'Mac, it is just to get people talking.
Yeah,
it's a big troll job.
It's a smart thing to do. Yeah, they're just getting people talking.
They're engagement farming 100%. Like they know what they're doing. So like,
I got a question for you guys.
Yeah.
The Continental Classics we're getting the list today.
Yeah.
Do you guys have any predictions for who we're going to see on there?
I mean, the usual suspects. I mean, am I
they only announced
how the thing
Daniel
works?
Garcia, right? So far.
Yeah, they've only announced Daniel Garcia. And I ask that only because when we looked at last year's, you did have a couple names in there, but then you also had, like you had a Jay Lethal in there, you had a Mark Briscoe.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So some of those like mid to upper guys in there as well. So that's why I'm curious just to see who people think are going to be in it.
I think maybe Ospreay, Takeshita is probably going to be in there. I wouldn't mind seeing like some more of the ROH people in there too. Like, and as was clarified, Speedball Mike Bailey not in this because his contract ends at the end of the month, or end of December.
And even like a guy like Brian Keith, because it'd be cool to see him kind of get the rub, but at the same time, I mean, and I don't mean this in a disrespectful way, but there's some guys in a tournament that you need to eat some pins, and he's a guy that could kind of eat some pins but get the rub at the same time, if that makes sense. 100%. So, and I've been a Brian, like as soon as I saw Brian Keith on the Indies in Texas, I was a fan of his. So he's like another Daniel Garcia guy that I was a fan on the Indies, and seeing him on TV as well is cool. So like a guy like him would be cool.
I saw him at a bar in Fargo. We were all out after a show having some drinks and stuff, and one guy was talking to him and he wanted Brian Keith to chop him. And Brian Keith just fucking caved in this guy's chest. It was incredible. Dummy. He went ass over tea kettle.
You're a dummy.
You had that one coming.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah. But like it's stupid, but at the same time, I get it because those guys, like that guy's a dummy, but at the same time, I love it because that guy's a big wrestling fan. Like he supports the business and he's like, dude, give it to me. So it's a double-edged sword of being a dummy, but also like I respect your love.
Mm-hmm. Like I'm definitely excited about the Continental Classic coming up. Like I got to go see when there were in Montreal a couple of matches that were there because it was during the tournament time, and that was a lot of fun. Like especially like the round robin thing where you're going to see some major upsets at some point. And that carries on, like they brought it up during Daniel Garcia's match, or like also with like Orange Cassidy too. They brought up in that match, like, he beat him here during the tournament. Like it's a way where you can get a big upset, somebody smaller, and like down the road, if they have another match down the road for a bigger title, like it adds more believability to the match. Like it is and also helps build rivalries that you might not have before and tell stories there. Like I'm very excited for this round robin tournament. And like to see who comes out. Like there's a lot of people that can believably win that tournament in the company. Like there's so much talent there. It's a pick 'em of who can win that thing.
You could go in realistically, you could put 12 names in the Continental Classic and have an argument for each person of why they should win it with just the potential storylines. And I think that's something that like you want to have that in a wrestling tournament. You want to have that in a promotion where you can there's so many possibilities that it lets you gives you more creative freedom.
I like to see Ishii in there too.
I think we do see him. I think he's going to be in
for that as well. Yeah.
Yeah. So that is actually going to do it for this week. We had a nice fun talk. Blair.
Hi.
What plugs? What do you got going up? What do you got with Grainmaker Pod? What do you got with 4 Exposure coming up? You guys have been busy on 4 Exposure too.
Yeah, we've had a lot of guests. It's been a lot of fun. Go back, check out some of those old episodes. We had Mackenzie Morgan on. We had Only Friends. We had Paralira. We will be back this upcoming week again, I think Friday evening. Pardon me. So watch for that on the Love Wrestling YouTube page. Myself, you can find me up on all social media, Grainmaker Wrestling Podcast. Pardon me.
Boris, what's going on with you? What's going on with the SNL?
So much is going on with me. Last night's SNL was a lot of fun. Myself and Spencer, and we were joined by Michael Fitzpatrick, and Thaddeus Archer popped in for a little while as well. We went through all the cards of all the LPW show of 2024. Spencer told some stories, and we had a lot of fun with that. That is available in the on demand on our Twitch channel, twitch.tv/lovewrestlingca. So check that out. I will be back on Wednesday night for the AEW Watch Along stream at 6 p.m. Mountain Standard, 8 p.m. East. So check that out. There will be SNL this week. I'm working on trying to reform the Rads episode that I wasn't able to do. I want to do like a game showy who knows the Rads best, but it's hard to try to get all 4 people's schedules to match. Check out when it's available on IWTV, YouTube, or wherever. The last live event of the year. Anyway, here's Wonderwall. Great show. Lots of storyline advancement. And of course, Kushida and Mars, the main event, definitely delivered. So that's going to be up soon. Check that out. We're taking a break in LPW. We'll be back January 31st. You saw Ben Ortmanns has been advertised in a match that I'm not important enough to know what it is until it's announced to the public. As well, we have a Tornado hardcore tag team title match, Ride or Die defending against Intangible Violence. So that is going to be awesome as well. Also, Oil Rumble 2 is coming up January 25th, I think. So check that out. You can follow me at BB Boris on the X or whatever it's called, BB Boris 1 on the Instagram and the Threads. I'm on the Blue Sky thing too, whatever. And the year is over, but it never stops. Yeah. You know that, Blair. There's no off season, right?
Never.
And I love it.
Yep. And you can follow me at KartSandyG on all social media and Blue Sky. I'm trying to get those numbers up so I can leave Twitter forever because it's a dark, vacuous hole now, led by a psychopath who has entirely too much power over us.
All fair.
The dumbest people, just the dumbest person who thinks he's hilarious has now entirely too much control. But yes, I just want to reiterate this Friday at 6 p.m. on twitch.tv/Big Ben is Angry, doing a 24-hour charity stream for the Humane Society. So at any point, if you can donate money or just check it out or retweet us, I think you can check out on Big Ben is Angry on his social medias. I'll be retweeting it too. If you can even just watch for a few hours, it always helps boost the numbers. It's very, very good cause, especially coming at the end of the year. And it's going to be a lot of fun. I know Ben's going to be working very hard at this and going to be working hard on the show in a few weeks with the IWS Dojo coming to Crossbody. So please be sure to help out our friend there.
And I hope I'm not telling tales out of school or getting in trouble from Spencer, but we are looking at doing something similar before the end of the year as well. So stay tuned for that. And if I shouldn't have said that, Spencer, I apologize. But something I've learned in pro wrestling is it's easier to ask for forgiveness than permission.
Literally.
Unless you go over your match time.
Then you're just
don't go 10 minutes over.
I'm doing a 45-minute classic, baby, no matter what. No one's stopping.
I got to get my shit in.
I'm the Rizzler, damn it. There we go. Perfect way to go out. Anyways, thanks everyone in the chat. Come out. Sandy, again, I know it's late for you or in Germany, but thank you for coming in the chat. Everyone for hanging out. We will see you right back here, same time, same place next week. Later, y'all. Ooh, that Riz.